So Padlet is a really neat tool that allows instructors to have a digital board assigned to a URL code that they can share with their students. If students have a smartphone or mobile device, they can access it, or the instructor can even assign a QR code to the board to put it on the screen. So simply access Padlet by going to padlet.com, log in, and you can log in with a Google account, or you can make your own username and password for the site. So I will log in with my Google account. And I've made one already, so we'll see what an example of a Padlet looks like. Here's what the board looks like. To adjust the settings, select this cog icon. You can select an image in this portrait section to associate with the wall. You can give a name to the title area. I've named it after the class, Lit 2001. You can also give a description down here. So if you want to be more specific about what the activity is, that would be a good idea. And you can also give a different background with this wallpaper feature. I've selected a darker color, but if you prefer something lighter, you can do that. And as you can see, there's quite a few to choose from with different themes here. So that's quite fun. And also, we'll talk about this. The add your own could give you a lot of really great opportunities for your class. We'll touch base on that in just a moment. Um, you can also change the layout of the tool. I have the free form, so posts can kind of float around in different spots, but if you want it to be more structured, you can do the stream, where it's kind of like a feed on Facebook or Twitter where they're like all on top of each other, or you could do a grid where they're adjacent to one another. Privacy settings are similar to the settings that you would see in YouTube. You have the private option where only the people you add by email can access the Padlet. You have the password protected one where only people that are given a specific password can access the tool. The hidden link is very similar to like in YouTube where the video is unlisted. That's what this hidden link is. So it won't show up in searches, but anyone who has the link can share it with other people. Also, I'll mention that in these options, you can change the user's availability as well. So I'd like them to be able to write in when they use this tool. So I'll use that. You can add people through email or username, or you can just give them the link. And then you can also moderate posts if you're afraid you might have students that are going to post some wild stuff before you're able to check it. You can do this so you approve everything that goes on there. I'm going to leave it open for this purpose, and then you submit. Changes are made. You can also change the URL if you're not a fan by clicking this address thing. If you're not a fan of the URL that it gives you, initially I didn't have this one. I had like a bunch of numbers, so you can select this and rename it something. And I said lit class onto that. So that's how your students would access it, just by entering that in a web browser, and they can pull up the Padlet board. And you can also get notifications every time a student posts something via email. The copy option allows you to recycle the board. If you like what you have here, but you don't want everyone else's comments on there and you want to reuse it for a different class, you can copy it. And you can do copy with posts, copy without posts. So if you want to refresh it for another class, that would be a good opportunity as well. So here's an example. I made this post from my computer, assuming that I was teaching a lit class, and we're talking about Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. We could start off the class discussion with, what was your reaction to Mr. Darcy's response in chapter 12? and maybe the students are working on something else in class, and you have the objective that they post to this at some point during the class period, and you can review what everybody's response was at the end of the class. So that way, if they ever have any downtime during class, they're supposed to go on here and contribute to this, and it saves class time that way. And here's what it looks like when a student accesses Padlet.com /Bergeson A /lit class. They enter that into their mobile device's web browser, and when they get to that page, they're going to just double tap on the screen, type in a title. So I'll say something like Mr. Darcy, and now I can see what my phone is actually sending to the screen here. And then the comment would be, I was shocked. This is just an example. It's very brief, just for the point of demonstration. Um, but see how that just appears on the screen? So students can be uploading synchronously during class, and it's kind of exciting to see your comment on the board as a student. Now, also as a moderator, you can delete this if you want. Another thing you can do with people's comments when you click on them, you can repost them via social media. Before you post your comment, you can also upload files if you want to do like any other type of media. You can put that in there. You can do a webcam response, and you can send a link as well if you have further evidence that supports your comment. So a lot of neat stuff with Padlet. Another great idea comes from Brittany Horn, who is an instructional technologist, and she shared how you can use a KWL chart on Padlet. Basically, she made this in a Microsoft Word and converted it to a PDF and uploaded it as a background image in her Padlet. And for those of you who may not be familiar, KWL stands for K is know, what do I already know? W, what do I want to know? And L is what have I learned? Let me see if I can pull up to where she is. And so the students can submit their comments on each of these columns here about the class. And this would be a great opportunity for a formative gauge for the instructor to see how their students feel about their progress in the lesson. So can you think of any ways you could use Padlet to enhance your in-class activities in the classroom? Some other neat tools that I would also recommend for enhancing a face-to-face activity would be Today's Meet and Poll Everywhere. These links go to some other videos on how to use these great tools.